Hello everybody, welcome to another great episode of Hillbilly Select Reviews. We're going to do another bourbon whiskey today. Look at that. Maker's Mark 46. What does the 46 stand for? Does it stand for ABV? No, it stands for 46 attempts to get this the way they wanted it. This is 94 proof. 47% ABV. Kentucky bourbon whiskey, barrel finished with oak staves. Let me explain that. First of all, look how they spelt whiskey. It's how you spell Scotch whiskey. They did it to honor the Scottish ancestry. This particular mash bill on this is 70% corn, 16% wheat, 14% malted barley. There's no rye in it. It is the exact same mash bill as regular Maker's Mark. This is a little higher proof. This is 94 and that's 90, and I'm going to tell you what the main difference is in a sec. The mash bill is exactly the same. This is originally, the site of this in Laredo, Kentucky, which I've visited many times, was originally called Burke Distillery. I think it was made in 1889, and then in the 50s Samuel bought it, Samuels, and started making Maker's Mark with the iconic wax dipped seal that they do. If you look at their mark, Maker's Mark, the maker, the distiller's mark of this whiskey, it's right here on this one here, and they have it, the star there, this wax seal stands for the farm that they, one of the farms they used to own, Star Farm. The S is for Samuels, and the 4 is for the 4th generation. Now they are on their 6th generation, so I don't know whether they're going to change that. They want to keep up with, you know, the original explanation for that. They have to change that to a 6. They got to invert the 5 and the 1 Roman numerals. So anyway, it's a cool little bottle. Look at it. All right, let me tell you the difference now. The difference is same exact bourbon, but when it's finished and it's the other bourbon, they add about 10 virgin French oak staves into the barrel, and then they move it down to the limestone basement, usually in the winter where it's cool. They want it to be cool when the process of getting that extra wood occurs. So the 10 extra staves, which aren't, let me see, they're not toasted, but they're seared. And it's supposed to add a little more vanilla and caramel and just change that profile a little. They're not big on a bunch of profiles. Their original statement has always been, if it's not broke, do not fix it. They do not have a lot. This is the first one of their wood series, though. Wood finish series. The Maker's 46. So let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. All right. Synthetic cork. Nice, isn't it? You like that liquid gold right there? Some people, you know, call oil Texas tea. This is definitely Kentucky tea right here. A little alcohol burn when I stick my nose in there. That'll rub off here in a minute. Definitely smell that wood influence. There's no age statement on this, so this is a non-age statement whiskey. A little bit of higher proof would go good with a lot of bourbon cocktails. Certainly straight, and that's the way they prefer it, but they put that extra a little bit in there to just carry through if you do mix it with something. And like I say, it's the same mash bill as the others. No rye. And you know, it's interesting how he did this. When they first did it, what he did was he took all the ingredients he was going to use to make this and all the grains and baked different loaves of bread. And then the bread that people like the most is the recipe he used for this. And it happened to be one with no rye in it, and with the 70 corn, 10 wheat, and 14% malted barley. Or 16 wheat. Comes out to 100. So anyway, we're getting a beautiful, beautiful. You can smell that wood, toasty, just toasty wood, peppery. Always get a sweetness coming out from bourbon, even with the pepper. There's a, and the pepper's coming from, I guess, the malted barley, because there's no rye in here. And this is a sweet whiskey generally because of the amount of corn that's in it. We all know that bourbon has to be at least 51% corn. It could be anywhere from 51 to 100. This is 70. It's a nice high corn. So that just that caramely wood, sweet. A lot of people describe maple syrup as honey, kind of a toast with honey on it, like a nice brown toast, not burnt, but nice colored toast with some honey poured on it. It's got that smell. A lot of times it'll smell like pancakes with maple syrup on it because you're getting the wheat, the grain, and then the sweetness from this. But you definitely do smell that oak. Yeah, it's definitely coming through. You know what? You can smell the vanilla, and that's caramel and the oak and the vanilla are very strong on this. It's amazing how wood puts vanilla flavor and smell into things. It's nice. It's got some heat to it. It's got a lot of heat. That would probably, maybe, I didn't bring any out because I don't drink it that way, but I should have done it. A drop or two of water, and I'm so lucky here because I got limestone water because I live in Kentucky, and limestone water is what this is made out of. So if you're going to add anything, that's what that. But it would simmer down that heat a little. There's a little heat coming out of this. It's hot. That 94 proof. It's got more of a burn and a bite than a lot of them I've had that are a lot higher. But like I say, a little bit of water really calm that down, probably open it up a little. But I would still prefer to drink like this. It would just be nice to be able to. But that wood and that vanilla, it's fantastic. Really is. If you like a little more of that woody taste, brings out a little more caramel from the wood, a little more, extracting that a little bit more vanilla flavor, a little higher proof than the regular. It's a nice change from the regular. And like I say, you are getting that extra ABV. If you do mix it or put a little water in it, it's going to hold up better. Did a good job with it. I did a good job putting that those extra 10 staves in there for, how long do they do that? I think it's like 10 weeks or something. Well, it was 10 staves. Let's see if I wrote it down. 10 weeks. So 10 staves, 10 weeks. Very simple to figure out. And they do it in a cool area, in a cool time of the year. They're trying to keep the bitterness down that sometimes extra aging will give a whiskey. And I think they did a good job. I don't taste bitterness with this at all. So, Maker's Mark is on the sweeter side. It does have some peppery, which is kind of odd because there is no rye in here. They do a good job. They really do. They got the iconic wax on here. It's a sweeter bourbon. This one here has got a little extra caramel and woody and vanilla type smell from the extra virgin oak staves that have been put in here for an extra 10 weeks. So, if you haven't tried the Maker's 46 and you like the Maker's Mark, then you almost have to try it. All right. So from Hillbilly Select Reviews, and don't forget, I just revamped my whole channel and put everything real neat into playlists. And one of the playlists is bourbons, and I've got everything broken down. I got a lot of playlists. So if you want to find something quickly, some of my other coffee reviews and everything, you don't have to stream through everything. Just go to the playlist, and they're all going to be there real nice. From Hillbilly Select Reviews, everybody, thank you so much for your time. If you don't mind, I'm going to enjoy another gram of this. Cheers, everybody.